saw this coming. For months, fans believed Alysa Liu had completely walked away from competitive figure skating. After shocking the skating world with her sudden retirement at such a young age, it seemed like she had closed that chapter of her life forever. Interviews slowed down. Public appearances became rare. Social media updates were almost non-existent. And every time someone asked about a possible return, the answer always sounded the same. Alysa was enjoying life away from the pressure. But now, everything may have changed. Because according to someone extremely close to her training circle, Alysa Liu has quietly stepped back onto the ice. And what's happening behind closed doors is leaving insiders stunned. What started as a simple rumor has suddenly exploded into one of the biggest comeback stories the skating world has seen in years. And the most shocking part? Her coach may have accidentally revealed more than intended. The whispers first began circulating after several skaters noticed unusual late-night practice sessions at a private rink in California. At first, nobody thought much about it. Elite skaters often rent private ice time to avoid distractions. But then a few athletes started noticing something strange. The mystery skater practicing at these sessions reportedly had incredible speed, explosive jumps, and unusually polished choreography. One skater later claimed, "Whoever it was, they skated like someone preparing for competition, not someone casually training." That statement alone triggered speculation online. Fans immediately started throwing out names. Was it a retired Olympic medalist? A junior champion preparing a surprise return? Or maybe an international skater secretly switching federations? But nobody expected the answer to be Alysa Liu. Then came the moment that changed everything. During a small interview after a regional skating event, one of Alysa's former coaches was asked whether they still stayed in contact with her. The question seemed harmless, but the response instantly caught attention. The coach smiled and said, "She's still working harder than people realize." That one sentence lit the internet on fire, because fans immediately noticed the wording. Not, "she's enjoying retirement." Not, "she's moved on." But working harder than people realize. People began dissecting every word. And then things got even stranger. Within hours of the interview spreading online, several skating insiders claimed Alysa had recently been seen training advanced triple-triple combinations again. Elements that only serious competitors would practice consistently. Suddenly, the impossible no longer sounded impossible. Could Alysa Liu actually be preparing for a comeback? For longtime skating fans, the idea almost feels unreal, because Alysa's original rise to fame happened incredibly fast. She wasn't just another talented young skater. She was seen as a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. At an age when most athletes are still figuring out basic competitive routines, Alysa was already breaking records and landing jumps that many senior skaters struggled to master. Crowds were mesmerized by her fearless skating style. Commentators constantly talked about her confidence. And fans loved how relaxed she seemed under pressure. While other athletes looked overwhelmed during major competitions, Alysa often appeared calm, smiling, and completely unfazed. That combination made her one of the most talked about young stars in figure skating. But behind the scenes, the pressure was enormous. Elite skating is brutal. The training schedules are exhausting. The physical demands are non-stop. And mentally, the pressure can become overwhelming, especially for athletes who become famous at a young age. Over time, fans started noticing small changes. Alysa looked more tired during interviews. Her competitive energy seemed different, and there were moments when she openly hinted that she wanted a more normal life. Then came the announcement that shocked the sports world. Alysa Liu was retiring. Just like that. No dramatic farewell tour. No long goodbye. She simply stepped away. The reaction online was immediate. Some fans respected her decision completely. Others were heartbroken because they believed she still had so much left to achieve. And many experts said the same thing. She's too talented to disappear forever. At the time, those comments sounded emotional. But now, people are starting to wonder if those predictions were right all along. Especially after another major clue recently surfaced. A skating photographer posted a completely innocent behind-the-scenes image from a private rink session. Most people ignored it at first, but eagle-eyed fans zoomed into the background, and standing near the boards appeared to be someone who looked exactly like Alysa Liu. The image was blurry. The face wasn't fully visible, but the posture, hairstyle, and training jacket instantly sparked chaos online. Within hours, fan pages began reposting screenshots. TikTok creators started analyzing the photo frame by frame. YouTube channels uploaded emergency reaction videos, and skating forums exploded with theories. Some fans became convinced the comeback was already happening. Others remained skeptical, but then another detail pushed the rumors into overdrive. Several sources claimed Alysa had recently updated her off-ice conditioning program. Now, that may not sound important, but in elite figure skating, athletes usually reduce intense conditioning after retirement. Maintaining top-level skating fitness requires incredible discipline. Yet insiders claimed Alysa's recent training schedule looked more intense than ever. Strength sessions, jump conditioning, flexibility work, cardio endurance, the kind of preparation normally seen before a major competitive season. And suddenly, longtime fans started remembering something important. Alysa never said she hated skating. She never attacked the sport, never criticized competitions, never ruled out returning forever. In fact, several past interviews now sound very different when replayed today. In one older interview, Alysa admitted that stepping away helped her reconnect with why she originally loved skating in the first place. At the time, people interpreted that as closure. But now some fans believe it may have been the beginning of something else. Because one thing athletes often struggle with after retirement is replacing the feeling of competition. The adrenaline, the spotlight, the challenge, the roar of the crowd. For many elite athletes, that feeling never fully disappears. And according to one anonymous skating insider, Alysa may have slowly rediscovered that competitive fire. The insider claimed, "She started skating again just for herself at first. No pressure, no cameras. But over time, the intensity grew." If true, that changes everything. Because the biggest question is no longer whether Alysa is skating again. The real question is, how serious is this comeback? Are we talking about exhibition performances? Shows? A small appearance? Or something much bigger? Some fans believe the answer may already be obvious. Recent reports suggest Alysa has allegedly been rebuilding technical consistency at a remarkable pace. And that's what truly scares her competitors. Natural talent like hers doesn't disappear overnight. Even after time away from competition, elite skaters with strong fundamentals can sometimes return faster than expected. But what makes this situation even more shocking is the timing. Women's figure skating is currently going through a major transition period. Several top stars are battling injuries. Others are struggling with consistency. And many fans feel the sport is searching for its next truly magnetic superstar. That's why Alysa's name suddenly returning to headlines feels massive. Because she already knows how to command attention. And according to multiple fans who claim they recently saw her skate privately, she may actually look stronger than before. One viewer reportedly described the session by saying, "She looked free again." That comment hit fans emotionally, because during the height of her competitive career, many people worried the pressure of elite skating was stealing the joy from her performances. But if Alysa has rediscovered that joy, that could make her even more dangerous than before. And now insiders believe the next few months could determine everything. Because if the rumors are true, there may already be discussions happening behind the scenes about possible competition timelines. No official confirmation has been made. No public announcement exists. And Alysa herself has remained completely silent. But silence, in situations like this, often makes speculation even louder, especially after fans noticed another unexpected clue. Recently, several elite skaters began following new choreography accounts connected to programs known for comeback routines and Olympic preparation work. And according to online investigators, one of those accounts was also quietly linked to people from Alysa's former training network. Now fans are asking the same question everywhere. Is Alysa Liu secretly preparing for the biggest comeback in modern figure skating? Because if she truly returns to competition, the entire landscape of women's skating could instantly change. And the most unbelievable part? Some insiders believe we still haven't heard the biggest surprise yet. The rumors were no longer staying inside skating circles. Now the entire internet was watching. Every new sighting, every blurry rink photo, every cryptic comment from insiders instantly exploded across social media. Fans were desperate for answers, but the strange part was this: nobody directly connected to Alysa Liu was denying anything. And that silence only made the comeback speculation even more intense. Because in sports, especially figure skating, rumors usually get shut down quickly if they're completely false. But this time, nothing. No official statement. No public rejection. No, that's not true. Instead, more clues kept appearing. And some of them were impossible to ignore. One of the biggest moments happened after a private training session in Colorado. According to multiple people who were reportedly inside the rink that day, Alysa wasn't skating casually at all. She was running full programs. Not just practicing jumps. Not just warming up. Full competitive programs. That detail immediately changed the conversation online. Because running complete programs requires serious preparation. Elite skaters usually only do that when they're rebuilding stamina for competition-level performances. And according to one anonymous source, the atmosphere inside the rink felt intense. There was focus, the source claimed. Everybody around her looked locked in. Fans instantly started connecting the dots. Could she already have programs prepared for a return season? And then came another shocking twist. One skating journalist revealed that several federation officials had recently attended closed-door practice sessions involving high-level skaters preparing for future international events. No names were confirmed, but fans immediately started speculating that Alysa might have been involved somehow. Suddenly, the rumors were no longer sounding impossible. They were starting to sound real. What makes this entire situation even crazier is how unexpected it would be from a career perspective. Most athletes who retire young usually stay retired, especially after stepping away publicly and emotionally the way Alysa did. That's why this possible return feels so dramatic, because it's not just a comeback. It's almost like a second chapter nobody thought would ever happen. And according to some longtime skating analysts, Alysa may now have something she didn't fully have during her original rise to fame: control. When she first exploded onto the scene, everything happened fast. Too fast. The media attention, the expectations, the comparisons, the pressure to constantly win. At one point, it felt like the entire skating world expected her to carry the future of women's figure skating on her shoulders. That kind of spotlight can crush athletes mentally, especially teenagers. But now, things could be very different, because insiders believe Alysa is approaching skating on her own terms this time. No forced schedules, no non-stop media pressure, no expectations to become a perfect superstar, just skating. And strangely enough, that mindset may actually make her even stronger competitively. Former athletes often talk about how dangerous relaxed competitors can become. When fear disappears, when pressure disappears, performance sometimes reaches another level entirely. And if Alysa truly feels free now, her comeback could shock people faster than expected. But there's another major reason fans are losing their minds over these rumors: the technical side. Several insiders claim Alysa's jumps have reportedly regained consistency much quicker than people anticipated. Now, in figure skating, that's a massive deal, because jump timing is incredibly difficult to rebuild after time away from competition. Some athletes never fully recover their technical confidence after long breaks. But according to people who allegedly witnessed her practices, Alysa's muscle memory looks elite. One source even claimed, "The speed into her jumps still looks terrifying." That sentence spread everywhere online, because longtime fans remember exactly what made Alysa special during her rise. It wasn't just the jumps themselves. It was the fearlessness. She attacked difficult elements with confidence most skaters never develop. And if that confidence is returning, her competitors may have a serious problem, especially because women's figure skating right now feels more open than it has in years. The sport is changing rapidly. Some veterans are aging out. New stars are inconsistent. Injuries continue affecting major contenders, which means a returning Alysa Liu could instantly become one of the biggest stories in the entire sport. And some fans think that may already be happening behind the scenes. Because another mysterious clue recently surfaced online. A respected choreographer accidentally liked several fan posts discussing Alysa's possible comeback, before suddenly unliking them minutes later. That tiny moment caused absolute chaos. People began wondering, why would someone connected to elite choreography even pay attention to those rumors unless there was truth behind them? Then another detail surfaced. One skating blogger claimed Alysa had recently been testing music cuts for new program concepts. Now again, none of this has been officially confirmed. But fans are noticing a pattern. The clues keep piling up, and nobody close to the situation seems surprised anymore. Even some former competitors have started speaking carefully when asked about Alysa during interviews. One skater reportedly smiled awkwardly before saying, "She's always capable of surprising people." That response immediately went viral, because fans interpreted it as another indirect hint. And honestly, the emotional side of this possible comeback may be even bigger than the competitive side. A lot of people connected deeply with Alysa's original story. She represented something rare in sports: authenticity. She didn't always sound media-trained. She didn't act robotic. She felt real. Fans watched her grow up under enormous pressure, and many were genuinely protective of her happiness after retirement. That's why some people initially feared comeback rumors. They worried she might return because of outside pressure. But according to insiders, the opposite may actually be true. One source claimed Alysa became happier after reconnecting with skating privately. No cameras, no expectations, no pressure to constantly prove herself. Just pure love for the sport again. And if that's true, this comeback story could become one of the most emotional moments figure skating has seen in years. But then, another bombshell dropped. A training clip allegedly connected to Alysa briefly appeared online before being deleted almost immediately. The footage was short, blurry, and difficult to fully verify, but fans were convinced it showed Alysa practicing difficult combinations during a run-through session. The clip disappeared fast, but not before thousands of people screen-recorded it. Within hours, reaction videos flooded YouTube. TikTok creators slowed the footage down frame by frame. Fans analyzed body posture, jump entrances, spin positions. Some people even compared the skating style directly to Alysa's old competition footage. And according to many viewers, it looked very convincing. Now the entire skating community was divided into two groups: the believers and the skeptics. Some people remained cautious, arguing that fans were reading too much into vague evidence. Others believed the comeback was already basically confirmed. But regardless of which side people supported, one thing became undeniable. Alysa Liu had become the center of attention again without even saying a single word publicly. That alone shows how powerful her presence still is in figure skating. Most retired athletes slowly fade from headlines over time. But Alysa, one rumor was enough to shake the entire sport. And according to some analysts, there's a reason for that. They believe Alysa's story was never supposed to end so early. Many experts felt her original career ended before fans truly saw her full artistic potential. Yes, she had technical brilliance, but as she matured, people also began noticing emotional depth developing in her skating. The performance quality, the musical interpretation, the connection with audiences. And now fans are imagining what a more mature, mentally refreshed Alysa Liu could look like on competitive ice. That idea alone is making headlines everywhere. Because if she combines her old technical strengths with new artistic confidence, she could become more complete than ever before. And some insiders think that possibility is exactly why people close to her are being so careful right now. Because if a return announcement eventually happens, expectations will instantly become massive. Sponsors would rush in. Media attention would explode. International competitions would immediately market her return. The pressure would become enormous overnight, which may explain why everything has stayed so secretive until now. But according to one final insider claim, there may already be a target date quietly being discussed behind closed doors. And if those rumors are true, fans may not have to wait much longer before Alysa Liu finally breaks her silence herself. At this point, the rumors had grown far beyond simple fan speculation. Now major sports pages were covering the story. Former skaters were discussing it openly. And figure skating fans around the world were checking for updates almost every hour. But through all the chaos, Alysa Liu still hadn't said a single word. And somehow, that silence was becoming louder than any official announcement ever could. Because the more people investigated, the more shocking details seemed to emerge. Then came the moment that truly sent the skating world into meltdown. According to multiple insiders, a high-level training session involving elite skaters was reportedly closed to the public unexpectedly after Alysa's name began leaking online. That detail immediately triggered massive reactions. Fans started asking, why tighten security unless something important was happening? And suddenly, even longtime skeptics began reconsidering everything. Because by now, the clues were impossible to ignore. Private ice sessions, competition-style programs, advanced jump training, conditioning upgrades, secretive choreography work, deleted footage, careful comments from insiders. Piece by piece, the story was starting to look less like a rumor and more like a carefully hidden comeback plan. But perhaps the most emotional part of all this is what Alysa's return could represent. Not just for herself, but for the entire sport. Figure skating has changed dramatically over the last few years. The pressure on young athletes has become one of the biggest conversations in the sport. Burnout has become more common. Mental exhaustion has become impossible to ignore. That's why Alysa's original retirement hit people so hard. To many fans, it felt like watching someone incredibly talented walk away before fully getting the chance to enjoy the sport on their own terms. But now, this possible comeback feels completely different. Because this time, Alysa wouldn't be returning as the pressured child prodigy everyone once watched. She'd be returning as someone who already stepped away once, survived the pressure, and chose to come back anyway. That changes the entire story. And according to some former athletes, that kind of experience can transform competitors mentally. One retired skater explained it perfectly during a podcast discussion. The second time is different. When athletes return by choice instead of expectation, they often skate with a completely different energy. Fans instantly connected that statement to Alysa, because people still remember flashes of brilliance during her earlier career when she looked truly free on the ice. Moments where the pressure disappeared and pure joy took over. Now imagine that version of Alysa, but older, stronger, more experienced, and emotionally healthier. That possibility alone has fans unbelievably excited. But there's another reason this comeback story feels so massive. Legacy. Alysa Liu already accomplished more than most skaters ever will. National titles, historic records, global recognition. Yet somehow, many fans still feel her story remains unfinished. Not because she failed, not because she lacked talent, but because everything ended so abruptly. There was never a gradual decline, never a farewell season, never a final emotional goodbye. One day she was considered one of the brightest stars in figure skating, and suddenly she was gone. That's why these comeback rumors feel almost cinematic. It's like a story nobody expected to continue suddenly getting a second chapter. And according to insiders, people inside the skating world are taking the possibility extremely seriously now. One anonymous source even claimed several competitors have already started discussing what Alysa's return could mean for future rankings. Think about that for a second. Active skaters may already be preparing mentally for the possibility of facing her again. That alone says everything, because athletes understand something casual fans sometimes forget. Elite talent never fully disappears, especially not talent like Alysa Liu's. And while nobody knows exactly what level she may currently be at, several insiders claim her progress has reportedly accelerated rapidly over recent months. One source described it this way: "It stopped looking like recreational skating a while ago. That line spread across social media instantly. because it perfectly captured why the rumors feel so believable now. This no longer sounds like someone casually reconnecting with an old hobby. It sounds like preparation, serious preparation. And then another major twist emerged. A respected international skating commentator recently hinted during a live stream that fans should pay close attention to upcoming announcements later this season. The comment seemed vague at first, but when viewers started asking whether it involved Alysa Liu, the commentator reportedly smiled and refused to answer directly. That reaction fueled even more speculation. Some fans now believe official discussions may already be happening behind the scenes regarding competition eligibility and event appearances. Others think a return announcement could arrive completely unexpectedly through social media. And honestly, that would fit Alysa perfectly. Her career has never followed traditional expectations. From her rapid rise, to her shocking retirement, to this mysterious possible comeback. Nothing about her journey has ever felt predictable, which is exactly why people can't stop watching. But maybe the biggest reason this story has captured so much attention is because it taps into something emotional far beyond sports. People love comeback stories, especially when the comeback isn't driven by money, pressure, or fame, but by rediscovering passion. And according to those closest to the situation, that may be exactly what happened here. One insider reportedly claimed Alysa gradually fell back in love with skating when nobody was watching. No media headlines, no competitions, no expectations, just quiet sessions on empty ice. That image has deeply affected fans online, because for years, many people worried the sport had taken more from Alysa than it gave her. But if she's returning now because she genuinely wants to, that changes everything emotionally. Suddenly, this isn't just about medals anymore. It's about reclaiming joy. And honestly, that may be why so many people are rooting for her already, even before any official confirmation exists. But of course, comebacks are never simple. Returning to elite competition after time away is incredibly difficult. The sport evolves quickly. Younger athletes emerge constantly. Technical standards keep rising. And expectations for Alysa would instantly become overwhelming. Every performance would be analyzed. Every mistake would become headlines. Every competition would attract enormous attention. That pressure alone could scare most athletes away. But according to people who allegedly watched her recent training sessions, Alysa doesn't appear intimidated. In fact, one source claimed she looks more confident now than during parts of her original career. That statement shocked fans, because confidence changes everything in figure skating. Jumps become smoother, performance quality improves, mistakes become easier to recover from, and perhaps most importantly, the audience feels it immediately. That's why some insiders believe Alysa's potential return could completely reshape the emotional energy of women's figure skating. Because beyond medals and scores, sports need stars people emotionally connect with. And Alysa has always had that rare connection. Even people who didn't normally watch figure skating knew her name. That level of impact doesn't disappear easily. Which brings us to the biggest question of all. What happens next? Right now, nobody outside Alysa's inner circle truly knows. Maybe the rumors are slightly exaggerated. Maybe she's only exploring possibilities. Maybe a comeback is still far away. Or maybe